everybody, welcome back to motionrc.com. I'm your pilot today, Wesley, also your product specialist, and we are going to be flying the 1200 millimeter FlightLine Bearcat. Maybe do some touch and go, show you what this airplane can do. I've had most of these before I actually worked for Motion RC, so it's been a lot of fun to come back and do some of these 1200 millimeter warbirds. Again, now that I'm here, I'm flying it on a 2200 4S battery. I will tell you, if you're going to fly with a 2200 like I am, go on and add you an ounce or so to the front of the airplane of weight. It makes it fly a lot better. So here we go. Remember to steer your feet as you get it going down the runway. There it is. Keep that center line and gear up. Now, like I said, with the 2200, she will be a little tail heavy if you don't add some nose weight or fly it with a little bit larger battery. It can take up to a 3000 very comfortably. It's a very stable platform. I actually love this model. One of my favorite in the whole line. Whoo! Lower! I almost touched the prop on that one. And I mean acrobatic. For a warbird, you can just make this thing sing, guys. Let's go for a presentation pass. Put the wing up. A little bit of rudder in there. Oh, I love this model. And it's no gyro right now. We're flying in about 5 to 10 mile an hour gusts, but they're right down the runway. Couldn't ask for a more beautiful Florida day to be out here flying. Let's do a 4-point roll and up. I just love this airplane, guys. Here we go. We'll go for an inverted pass, flip it over. As you see, it flies beautifully inverted. Pull it over the top. Hold it. Flip it out. Pop the gear out as it goes by. Let's do a touch and go. We're going to go 1 notch of flaps. I do have my rates and my flap settings set up just by the book. You'll be amazed with the little Bearcat how slow she comes in for a landing. So there we go. We're going to turn it in. I'm power to idle. Turning base to final. No power still. Adding in a little bit of power up to about 10%. Coming up to 20. Steer those feet. We're down. We're going to drive it out. Add the power back in and back pressure on our elevator. Look at it come back up. Let's shoot another approach. We're going to just stay gear down, flaps in position 1, which would be takeoff for normal. I like this for touch and go. I feel like full flaps gets it too slow as far as doing touch and goes. So here we go. We're going to come in. Power is off. Adding it back into about 10%. Flare. Hold it off. Drive it down the runway. Throttle coming back in. Here we go. Gear up. Flaps up. Let's turn and burn, baby. Right out here in the middle, Lori. We're going to turn in for defensive circles. Woo! I tell you what, for 4S, it smokes along pretty good too. This is really one of my favorite warbirds in our 1200 millimeter lineup. I really like the Spitfire too, though. But hard choice. The Bearcat is just so awesome. We had the large one from Nexa, and it sold out before I was able to get one. And I always wanted to try it. Woo! That wind's gusting right now. Like I said, no gyro. Look how stable this is. Out in the wind. I'm actually a little bit tail heavy right now too. Like I said, I'd actually like it with that 3000 milliamp LiPo in there, but it feels good like this. Very nimble and agile. Up. Slide it on the tail. Wow, the wind is like crazy right now. I bet if I go full flaps, I could almost stop this. We're gonna try it. Let's see if we can hover it right now. Look at it slow down right now. Holy cow. And this is that lightly wing-loaded airplane. It is just barely crawling along right now. All right, the wind's going away. Flaps are coming back up. Turn and burn right down the runway. Full throttle pass. What a ball. All right, so there's my timer. So let's set up for our final approach. We're gonna come by here. No flaps right now. Gear pass and gear. We're gonna go 1 notch of flaps. Like I said, with this wind right now, she really comes in nicely with that 1 notch of flaps. On a day when there's no wind, that's when you want your full deflection of flaps with this airplane. They're a little too much with a lot of wind like this though. All right, we got the nose pointed down. We're going to about 10% throttle to make it to the runway. Bringing that power back in. Fly it in, fly it in. Hit the mains. She'll drive right out on it. And reduce power. Look at her. Full up elevator. Remember when you're taxiing, hold full up elevator while you taxi to keep the tail down. And then we want to taxi with our flaps up at all times, always also. That helps you not nose over. All right, well, let's get this over to the bench and let's get you a battery report and show you around this beautiful Bearcat. Hey, so as you see, the F8 Bearcat from FlightLine is an absolutely stunning flyer. This is box stock. I have done nothing to this model. It is exactly as it comes. Now, one thing that is updated on this model is it now comes with all the decals pre-applied for you right out of the box. You literally take it out of the box, put the screws in it, and go fly this one. If you're interested in it, we do have a full build video out on this airplane also. It will show you exactly how easy it is to put it together. Now, let's get into some of the features of this model. It's been around a while, but it is absolutely stunning how good the stuff is in this. So as you can see the retracts here, if I flip them up and down, you have inner gear doors that close and open with the landing gear. You also have a scaled out little tail wheel for it and a beautiful 4-bladed scale propeller on this model. We can actually run that up for just a second. It really looks the part whenever you're flying this model. So the little airplane also comes with a beautiful little scale pilot. He actually is one of my favorite pilots that we put in these 1200mm warbirds. And the other thing that really is striking on this is the zinc chromate finishes in the cockpit and the wheel wells, as you can see. They are absolutely beautiful little touches that really pop in the sky. You can see that green really well. So let's get into the battery report. I know we have our timer down there in the corner for you of how long we actually flew the model for. Now this is on the smallest battery you can get in the airplane. And like I said, if you're gonna fly it with a 2200, I definitely recommend adding 1 ounce to 1.5 ounces of nose weight to the model whenever you fly it. It'll make it a lot less pitch sensitive and a lot more stable in this. Now there you go, that's our 2200 45C Admiral pack, available here at motionrc.com. And we are at 386 a cell, or 51% on our battery life. And if you're also interested in our smart battery checkers, these are available also at Motion RC. I know you see them in every video from us. We like to tell you, you can get this stuff here, make your life a lot easier. There's plenty of room inside the Bearcat for getting your fingers in here and everything. The nice thing about a Bearcat is it has a big fuselage. For as small an airplane as this is, there's a lot of room. And the other nice thing is the very wide landing gear. As you can see on those touch and goes, it's very forgiving on your ground handling with this model. It's just a sweet, sweet airplane. I hope this one is around for years to come. And I can't wait to do a bunch more of our 1200mm warbirds. These have always been a very soft spot for me, because when I got back into the hobby, this is what I came back to. You know, I had flown for years and I really wanted to get back into the hobby. So if you're somebody that's sitting out there wanting to get back in, that used to do it, these 1200mm warbirds are the perfect thing for you to get back into this with. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. As always, you can check us out over on our Facebook customer community, Hobby Squawk forums. We're always around to answer questions. I know our customers are also. And without further ado, whether it's land, sea, or air, Motion RC has what you want. See you in the next video, guys. Bye.